So of late, tiny vehicles, that is K cars, have become so popular in the country, that is in Kenya, and especially utu tugari hutumia kwa Uber, popular known as Tududu. And these tiny vehicles are what we call the K car class vehicles. The K car class of vehicles is a class that was introduced in Japan back, I think, around in the 60s by the Japanese government. So the idea behind the K car was that Japan was still in a state of rebuilding. This is after the Second World War. So now they needed that the small businesses, the small farmer, the small businessmen to have something to use in their business and to enhance mobility in the country, which was still a very serious problem. Another advantage of the K car was that it would be economical, less fuel consumption, and also less congestion in the cities because of the small size and less parking space requirement. That is how the K car emerged. So the rule on the K car was that for the petrol engine, the engine was not to exceed 660cc, while for the diesel engine, the engine was not to exceed 790cc. This is a rule that has been in existence since the K car was introduced. That is why even today you'll find vehicles like the Suzuki Alto, Daihatsu Mira having an engine that is a 660cc engine, so as to qualify as a K car. While for the diesel engine, like for the Suzuki Supercarry Turbo Diesel, it has a two-cylinder engine with around 790cc. That is the main reason for these cars have such engines. The main advantage of K cars is that they are reliable and they are very effective for town service and short distances, where if you use a larger vehicle, you are probably wasting money on the fuel consumption for carrying the same load which could have been carried by a K car. That is why, guys, for the doing services such as the food delivery service, supplying, and Uber, that is the taxi, online taxi, actually prefer the K cars because they are very fuel economic. An instance, for example, like you find these tiny cars, that is the Suzuki Alto and the Daihatsu Mira, rated at around, even some can even do 33 kilometers to the liter, which is so amazing and unheard of. And normal vehicles, actually, most of them, the most fuel efficient vehicle maybe you can find, maybe a Mazda Demio, that is 1.3 Mazda Demio diesel. You'll find it doing around 18 kilometers to the liter, which is the closest one I can think of to the K car. Another advantage of owning a K car is not having to worry about parking space, because they can literally fit like in most spaces, and even maneuvering on tight streets, that is tight city streets, it is very easy to maneuver with a tiny car because you can easily squeeze your way through anywhere with that vehicle as opposed to larger vehicles. That is another reason why you see people nowadays are preferring the K cars. But one disadvantage, of the most disadvantage I find on a K car, is that these vehicles are not really fast. Most of them will top at maybe 100 kilometers per hour, which even to reach that distance, maybe on a downhill, to get to 100 kilometers per hour. I think the fastest K car can get, maybe it can do around 120 kilometers per hour, but you have to understand that they still have a very tiny engine. Like the Daihatsu Mira has around 49 horsepower, which is so it is out of this world. But because the closest vehicle you'll find, most of them nowadays, I don't think there is a car that has got less than 100 horsepower. Remember, this is just like 49 horsepower, so you don't expect much from such a car, but you get to win on the fuel economy, of course. So the main disadvantage is that they are not fast, and they are not preferable for long distance and hilly areas, because I can promise you they might really disappoint you on speed and uphill driving. So guys, thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and like and share to support for more videos. Thank you.